Am I the only person that wants to understand why it is that men only listen when you raise the stakes so high they have no choice but to listen?
Men only listen when you raise the stakes so high. How true is that? She went ahead to talk about her 12-year relationship, about she and her boyfriend and everything. Let's go ahead and listen to the full video. Then I'll be back with my opinion.
Am I the only person that wants to understand why it is that men only listen when you raise the stakes so high they have no choice but to listen? Last night I got into an argument with my boyfriend of 12 years. I said to him, I don't want to have these conversations. I don't want to be upset with you. I don't want to talk to you in this tone of voice. I don't want to say these types of things. The issue at hand was that I felt like things that were important to me were never important to him. If it was my priority, he would never prioritize it. If it was me, he wouldn't prioritize me. So I used the example of us needing to find a storage unit. And I have been saying, when have you done it? Hey, have you looked into it? Hey, what's the timeline on that? Hey, blah, blah, blah. And I would ask him over and over and over again. So I said to him, how many times of me asking you that really nicely and me being patient with you and asking you over the course of weeks, at what point is it then acceptable and understandable for me to be like, are you going to get the storage unit? I told him that I explain something to him, I tell him I'm frustrated, and he immediately dismisses it or says that's not the situation or whatever, because to him, he's never heard me talk about it before. To him, he can't remember the last time I brought this up. I told him, why do you think it gets to this point? Because this is the only time you will listen. The only time that I feel like I really have his undivided attention is when I am sitting here going off saying this, and I'm having to literally defend all the reasoning of why I feel the way that I do, instead of me just saying, hey, I really didn't like that, or I really need you to do this, or I, really feel like, and then him like, oh my God, I didn't know you feel that way. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. Well, I'm gonna just fix it. No, it's ignore. And then I'm like, hello? What the fuck? Am I alone in this? I know they do. I know other women are dealing with this. Anyone who's in a relationship with a man, I know they are dealing with this.
Hey beautiful people, how are you all doing today? Chogomara Davis, and I'm back again with another interesting video. I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. I have a few reactions to share with you also. Let us watch the stitches together. At the end of stitches, I'm back with my own opinion.
That men only listen when you raise the stakes so high.
Ooh, I'm gonna have a bit of an unpopular opinion based off of most of those comments on that video that I'm just gonna share anyway, because I'm gonna give a bit of a different take on this. When we learn how to use language to communicate with our partners in the way that they feel most respected, we're always gonna get the outcome we want. And I'm gonna kind of use her example as a way to walk you through what I mean. She used the example of a storage unit that they needed, that she asked her boyfriend to take care of over and over and over again. He continued to not take care of it until she got upset about it. And I will be the first to say that I have done that, for sure. I've been married for 13 years. I have 4 kids. Ups and downs, they happen, and I have definitely been that person in my marriage. However, when we think we're being helpful by reminding over and over and over again, that may not be perceived to us as disrespectful, but it is perceived by our male partners as a way of trying to control them, therefore feeling disrespected. And something I've come to learn is that respect is like oxygen for men, much like feeling loved and taken care of as a woman in general is what makes us feel respected. And when we are doing things that our husbands or our spouses or our partners perceive as disrespectful, they're gonna shut down, and they are definitely not gonna do what we want them to do. So rather than being the canary in the ear, reminding over and over again, instead, we just express what we want clearly and concisely by saying, oh, I would just love to have a storage unit. It would make things so much easier for me. Because believe it or not, our partners actually want to make us happy. By the way, I did not learn these things on my own. Literally listened to a book and started a program because I definitely wanted to be a better wife and a better partner in my marriage. A step that can be taken after we feel like we have been disrespectful to our partner is to restore that respect by apologizing. You know what? I felt like the way that I showed up just now and reminding you over and over again could be perceived as disrespectful, and I apologize for that. You've restored that respect, and then express your desire so that he's inspired to do it because he genuinely wants you to be happy. Now, if you are going to take these into consideration and you make changes and nothing changes in your relationship and he still doesn't want to level up with you, I absolutely support moving on and doing what's best for you, for sure. But in my experience, in using the skills that I have learned to show up the best way that I can in my marriage and cleaning up my side of the street and taking care of me because I can only control me, my husband has leveled up with me and we are so freaking happy. So those are my thoughts. Let me know if you want the info on the skills.
Men only listen when you raise the stakes so high. They have
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one, y'all? I want to paint a scenario. Stick with me, okay? Do y'all recall being in grade school and your teacher was out for the week and you had a sub? And for that entire week, that sub gave you nothing but busy work. Work that you knew was pointless, had no meaning to it, but you had to do it because you were there and that's what you were supposed to do for the day. Now, a lot of y'all are in relationships and marriages that are the equivalent to that kind of busy work. Because you see, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the purpose of a relationship is not to spend your time trying to convince your partner that you're worthy of their active partnership. That part should have been figured out during the dating stage. Once y'all are together though, that time should be spent learning how to be partners to one another actively. That time should be spent intentionally learning and growing together, not begging them to do less than the bare minimum. Is the work y'all are putting into your partnership creating results and you're seeing progress over time? Or is it just busy work that has y'all going nowhere fast?
Have you done it? Hey, have you looked into it? Hey, what's the timeline on that?
If you've been asking your man to do something over and over and over again and he still won't do it, I heard a feminine energy coach once suggest this, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Ask or get another man to do it. I think it was Adrienne Everhart that gave this story of a woman that was really frustrated with her man. There was a doorknob upstairs that he would not fix, and he said he would fix it, and so it was getting really annoying. One day, her friends are over, her friend and her friend's husband, they're over at their house, and it comes up about the doorknob. And she asked him if he would come by someday and fix it. And you know what happened? Her man shot upstairs and fixed that thing immediately. So ask or hire another man to do it. And hopefully your man figures it out and does it.
Why it is that men only listen when you raise the stakes.
So I just learned about a thing. Well, I just learned the word for it. I have known the thing in all of my relationships called walk-away wife syndrome, which is where a woman will have been telling the man over and over and over again, this is what I need, this is what we need to do, this is where I feel we are in this relationship, this is, these are my needs. And then finally, at some point, she's like, you know what, I'm done. And she's like, you know what, we're done. I want a divorce, I want to break up, I'm out of here, I'm moving out. And all of a sudden, the guy's like, wait, we can work on it, let's work on it. And I was like, no, we've been talking about it for months. And he's like, yeah, but now that I know you're serious, now we can work on it. And it's like, fuck you, buddy. No. Walk away wife syndrome. Yeah.
That's not the situation, or whatever, because to him, he's never heard me talk about it before.
I know that this is straight women's business that I should stay out of, but as a bisexual who no longer dates men, I just really need everyone to get that he heard you the first time. Yeah. He heard you the second time, he heard you the third time, he heard you the fourth time, he heard you the fifth time. He heard every single time. He just did not care until there were consequences attached. And that's why I don't date them anymore. Because I had a really great dad, an amazing dad. When I found out that there were men saying that they were babysitting their own children, my jaw hit the ground. Despite claiming to be conservatives, I never once saw it.
Men only listen when you raise the stakes so high.
Okay, ladies, if you have not seen this full video, I suggest doing so. So she basically goes on to say that she's asking her long-term boyfriend for a storage unit, that they really need it. She's asked him many times, and he just puts her off, ignores her, whatever, doesn't prioritize her need. Until she gets angry about it after asking so many times and just feeling unheard. I think as women, when we find ourselves in these situations, we need to do one of two things. Number one, I think that you either need to evaluate on what type of guy he is. Is he a guy that's just maybe not emotionally intelligent, or maybe you're catching him at the wrong time, like you're just telling him in passing? Or is he somebody that maybe has a reason why he may not be following through? I say this because I know from experience, okay? I was once with somebody and we were going to be getting married and we wanted to put our finances together. And when I say we, I mean me. I remember I kept asking, hey, do you think, we could? He would always tell me yes, but he would just never prioritize it or prioritize the need to go and get it done. It was something else was always more important that day, or, oh yeah, we'll do it next week. I have this going on. But it never happened. And when we got married, we actually never had our finances together in the few years that we were married. Now, this is my naiveness at the time because I was younger, but it wasn't because this man was emotionally unavailable. It was because there was a reason behind it. And that reason was because he was not financially responsible and did not want me to know about it. So I think as women, we need to really sit down with our partners and say, look, this is what is important to me. I would really like to get this and that. When can we make a time frame for this? Can we do this today? Can we do it next week? I want a plan, and you can sit down and figure everything out. If you feel like there is a reason behind the ignoring, maybe you could have a conversation being like, look, is there a reservation why you don't want to get the storage unit? Is it because there's a financial reason? Is there something else? You need to also be willing to hear the other person as well. However, if you keep finding yourself in this situation in your relationship and you keep asking for things and you're not being heard and you've tried everything, then you need to look and see, is this worth it anymore? You deserve to have your needs prioritized, your feelings prioritized, and you are not anyone's mommy.
And always trust your
Gender role in my household, not once. And then I started dating men, and I had to repeat myself all the time and spell out what would happen if the thing that I needed done didn't get done. That's parenting. If they're not done growing up, it is not your job to raise them. That's just annoying as shit. And I would rather be alone than bothered 100% of the time. But more importantly, I am more valuable than that. And so are you. Your time is more valuable than that. Your wants and needs are more valuable than that. Your heart rate is more valuable than that. You deserve to be heard the first time, and you deserve to be heard the first time without having to make threats. And I'm sure 12 years in, there's something that I'm missing here. I'm sure that there's something that he brings to the table and you guys are very, very, very happy and you're the exception to the rule, and the weaponized incompetence isn't actually that big of a problem. I'm sure you'll be together until you're 90 and I'm very happy for you. But to the other women who watch this video and were like, oh yeah, that's me in my relationship, it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be. I'm telling you, alone and unbothered, so much better every time. And if you can, abandon the gender altogether, because they really, on the whole, not worth it.
Men only listen when you raise the stakes so high.
You proceeded to say that you had been dating your boyfriend for 12 years and then made the whole video complaining about him. I'm sorry, but you have lost all the rights to complain about your boyfriend when you have been dating him for 12 years! And why would you expect him to take you seriously when you don't even take you seriously? You didn't make him make a commitment to you. I cannot even fathom this! You have lost all rights to complain about this man.
That men only listen when you raise the stakes so high.
Okay, you've tagged me enough in this, I'm gonna help you. This thing about men and stakes, okay? It's a secret, so I'm gonna lean in. Men are single focused. They can only focus on one mission at a time, and they will only do the thing that will shift the needle. Shift the needle in how they're seen in the world, shift the needle in their progress, shift the needle in them being praised by you, okay? So essentially, if it's a minor task like this girl's talking about to them, like booking a storage unit or say something like that, they will literally have it slide out of their brain. With men, you need to either focus on something being so high stake that they're going to be a hero for performing that task, and it's going to be detrimental and the whole village will burn if they don't do it, or they will not do it. That means you cannot give them many tasks. You can give them one. If they do not perform that task, you cannot go out, you cannot breathe, you cannot eat, you cannot do anything. It's on your mind. It will then get performed. And then when they do it, you must praise them as if Jesus himself has come from rebirth. And that is, my friend, how you get men to do stuff. If you don't like it, don't do it. But that is how. One task, you praise them, and you act like it's the biggest deal in the world.
You are not anyone's mommy. Period. If you're still here, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. All opinion accepted, of course, if you put them down respectfully. What is it with this? See, being in a relationship with a man takes a lot of work, a lot of hard work. And people that have women that have chosen not to be in a relationship with a man, or they just want to stay single, you guys, you're doing the real job. Because being in a relationship with a man, you need hard work. You have to be their mommy. Most of them are like babies. They have like children. Because I don't get it why something has to be done and your partner has to keep telling you over and over and over and over again that you need to get this done, and you act like you did not hear or you're not going to do it. Then maybe after like the 10th time, or probably she's like, okay, if you don't do this, I'll do this. Maybe that now make you like, okay, let me just do it, so that she doesn't do what she wants to do. And you expect praises and respect after doing it. Like, what is going on? How? It doesn't just make sense to me. Like, why would somebody tell you to do something over and over and over again and you're acting deaf? According to one of the states, she was like, he heard you the first time. And that is it. And I feel like, for me, if you keep talking and talking and talking and talking about a particular thing and they're not doing it and you can't take it anymore, just leave. Because at the end of the day, it's going to make you look stupid and as if you're nagging, or you're the one with the problem, not knowing that they had the one with the problem. He heard you the first time. Okay, maybe he didn't hear you. You can repeat it the second time, but that should just be it. After that, just you know, stop and be quiet. For me, I feel like that's just it. Because going on and on and on, and should we talk about the 12-year relationship that she's dating a man for 12 years? Not married, 12 years dating. How do these women do this? Like, anyways, I would like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Kindly share your opinion about this video respectfully in the comment section. Okay, I will see you all in my next video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified when I upload interesting video like this one. I'll see you guys in my next one.